Here's today's project. An old picture frame. The lady I got it from said she figured it was probably close to 100 years old. It's in need of a little repair, but it's got potential. So my plans for this, I'm going to go through and I'm going to fill the joints. I'm going to do some other patchwork. I'm going to sand it down. And I'm going to paint it an off-white. Then I'm going to apply a crackle glaze to it. And from there, it's going to be a surprise. So stay tuned. So for right now, I'm going to go ahead and get it prepped and get it ready for paint. I'll be back here in a second. Thanks. Okay, we're back. I went ahead and sanded this frame down. I took some caulking and some putty and I filled the joints, the 45s that were cracked out. Some people may say, well, that's taken away from the character. Well, this piece has a lot of character. I just think it would look better if all the joints were filled and you couldn't see cracks. It'll really give it a better overall look when we're done, just to get those cracks filled. So now, I think we're ready to apply a coat of paint. I'm going to apply a coat of white, slightly off-white, and we'll get ready to set up to do that. Okay, it's difficult. Get closer. Kind of watch the brush and stuff. Okay, now we're going to apply our coat of paint. And it's kind of important to get all the grooves, all the divots, all the holes. I really don't want any gold showing through on this project. So I'm just going to go through and liberally apply a coat of paint. This is just a latex house paint. You want to use a paint that has a sheen to it, like a satin or an eggshell or a semi-gloss. Do not use flat wall paint when you're doing crackle finishes, because it tends to soak up the crackle glaze and it doesn't work right. And also, it has to be latex. It will not work with oil-based paints. At least that's what it says on the can. Okay, I'll come back here in a few minutes after I have this painted and we'll continue. Thank you. Okay, we're back. I have my base coat of paint on this frame. So now I'm getting ready to apply the crackle medium, they call it. I call it crackle glaze, but they call it crackle medium. Now, all this is a clear product that you put on. It dries clear, so you can't really see sometimes where all you have it, so you just have to be thorough and try and get it covered. And you just apply it like you would a normal paint. Just try and cover it with this stuff. I apologize for the video. My camera guy had to leave, so now I'm trying to work and film at the same time. So I'll go ahead and continue applying this crackle glaze on. and we'll come back in a minute for the next step. Okay, we are back. We have prepped the frame, applied our base coat of off-white, which probably looks very white to you, and I have applied my coat of crackle glaze, I call it. Now, at this point, you would normally get ready to paint this frame a different color. If I was going to paint this frame black, the paint as it dries would crack and you would see this white come through the cracks. Well, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to apply the exact same color that I started with, the base coat. I'm going to apply a coat of this white on top of this crackle. Now I have a reason for doing that, and I'll explain that to you on the next segment, so you have to stay tuned to see. Now, another thing I need to tell you about. This crackle glaze, once you paint over it one time, if you go back over it again, it will lift the glaze and the paint, and it will not turn out the way you really want it to. So once you put a coat of paint on top of your crackle, try not to touch it. Just do it in sections. So what I'm going to do is when I start painting, I'm going to do this section all the way around the frame, the inside section. When I get that done, then I'll start on the outside and I'll do that. Because if I tried to do the entire width, I'd probably be getting my brush in areas I'd already painted, and it would lift some of the crackle off. So with that, I'm going to get ready to apply this other coat of paint, but my batteries are getting low, so I'm going to switch batteries before I do that. Okay, thank you. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I have fresh batteries. So now, like I said, I'm going to paint the exact same color that I have on here now, and it doesn't take long for this to start crackling. You probably won't be able to see it. I'm hoping I can. And you kind of got to work quick. And I am seeing some cracks coming. I know you won't be able to see them really, but I can. That's what I want. Okay. Now, I'll just keep on going around the perimeter. There is a method to my madness. I just hope it plays out like I want it to. Oh, and it looks like, from what I can see, I see stuff cracking. That's what I want. Yeah, I know it's hard to see. It'll be hard for you too. You won't be able to see it in this. But, oh, I really want to tell you what my plans are, but I want to wait and make sure this crackles enough for what I want. Alright, while this is drying, I'm going to give it some dry time. I'm going to go rinse my brush out. and go check the score of the ball game, see if the Cardinals are going to come back or not. And then we'll go ahead and do this faux finish that I'm excited to try. Alright, I'll be back in a minute.